Hello, Steve. Got your brake booster that you sent to me. Thank you very much for sending it. Before I turn on the noisy machine, go over a few things. Let's see, got all your can and related steel parts are either original CAD plated or black oxided. Remanufactured air filter assembly with new poppet and Teflon seat inside. The slave cylinder was in good shape, just honed it out. New vacuum diaphragm. Yours was soaking in brake fluid, and these are not designed for brake fluid. They are designed for vacuum, so your old one was shot. Cleaned up the face plate, and what we're going to do is test it. And before I test it with vacuum, I'm going to show you that the brake booster with no vacuum going to it, it is inert. It doesn't do anything. It just bypasses fluid. Fluid comes in here, goes out here. So the same pressure in is the same pressure out. I'll show you that right now. We've got 350 in, 350 out, 350 out. This is the hydraulic side. Usually I don't have the hose in front. Here we go. That's much better. So this is the input, hydraulic input. So we got these two gauges are tied together, and they measure what the test machine master cylinder is doing. And so this gauge goes up, maxes out, and this gauge reads final input pressure. They're tied together. Output, again, tied together. This one maxes out, and this will read final output pressure. And so this is a 2-to-1 boost ratio, so we'll have 350 here and double over here. The machine will actually produce more than 350, so you might have we'll see a little bit more than 700 on that side. Vacuum. Both gauges, again, will register the vacuum as produced by the test machine. But as the booster is activated, this gauge will go to 0, and when it reaches 0, the booster is fully activated, while this gauge is going to stay constant at the vacuum as produced by the test machine, so you have a differential that shows that there's no vacuum leaks. While we have the machine running and we're under pressure, we'll check for leaks at the bleed screws, and right here at the jam nut, and of course at any fittings right here. Hold this Home Depot fitting in place with a big wrench as you crank down as you remove the travel fittings I'm going to put in here, and also as you install your fittings. This jam nut is designed to hold this in place, but will not always hold against really serious pressure on these fittings right here. You only need to use this top bleed screw. The one on the slave cylinder is not really necessary to mess with. So bleed this one first, make a lap around the car, and bleed this one last, and you should be okay. You may have to take 2 or 3 laps around the vehicle, but this is your first and last in terms of bleeding. So now we can test it. So we got good vacuum inside due to the new vacuum diaphragm. Excellent vacuum, actually. So now we'll operate the booster. Alright, now you can see we got down to 0 on that gauge, and we got 350 in, at least 900 out. Holding pressure, holding vacuum. See a little drop here, that's the machine leaking internally. And you may hear a little chuffing. Let's see if I can duplicate this. Every once in a while you hear chuffing inside the booster on it. chuff. Some do, some don't. All right, while we're here under pressure, under 900 psi pressure, got so much pressure you can see the booster moved around. You can see we're not leaking anywhere. So we're good to go. Got you a good booster. I'll get it off the test bench, drain the .3 fluid. That's what I recommend because that's what these cars were designed for. And I'll get this painted for you and get it out to you as soon as I can. And I will remove one of these J-hooks because you've got the other one. Thank you very much for sending it. And oh, that's right, I was going to mention, this is your test port right here. Your booster did not have that. So I upgraded you to this test port. What you do is put your vacuum gauge in here while this thing's on the car, and you can check its function, which will be you'll be using a vacuum gauge, and you'll once you hit the brakes, you'll watch this thing go to 0 because this gauge is tied in with this little hose right here, which is the one that I just removed from the test fitting. Thank you, sir.